The Biafra Liberation Army engaged and crushed Fulani Herdsmen and Ebubeagu in a brutal gun battle. Many Biafra supporters have praised Nnamdi Kanu for prophetically warning since 2014 about the Fulani herdsmen's expansion into southern Nigeria, occupation of lands, and government-backed terror activities. Some eyewitness claims that Fulani herdsmen, allegedly backed by the Nigerian government, are destroying farmlands, displacing local communities, and terrorizing people in southern Nigeria, especially in Igbo territories. According to a critic, state governors and federal authorities remain silent and inactive while violence and destruction continue, suggesting complicity or indifference. Farmers are shown lamenting the destruction of their crops by cattle. One man emotionally shows how his entire pineapple farm has been eaten and destroyed. Inspector Patrick, a retired Nigerian police officer, shares how he was wrongly arrested in 2023 on suspicion of being a member of ipob, Indigenous People of Biafra, and detained for 11 months and 3 weeks. Despite being cleared of all charges and proven innocent, Patrick says he was still kept in detention for 42 additional days and suffered severe physical and mental health issues. After release, Patrick reveals he was asked to pay £100,000 by police officers to retrieve his discharge judgment paper, something he could not afford. Patrick alleges that despite over 20 months passing since his arrest and acquittal, he has only been paid 1 month's salary and is struggling to feed his 6 children and treat his worsening health condition. He publicly appeals to the Inspector General of Police and the Nigerian public to intervene and help him receive his full salary arrears and get proper medical treatment. However, critics have issued an emotional plea for Nigerians to help Inspector Patrick survive and for authorities to do the right thing, stressing that he was a loyal officer who became a victim of institutional injustice. The recent news about the Biafra Liberation Army engaging in a violent confrontation with Fulani herdsmen and a group called Ebubeagu has stirred deep emotions and intense debates among various communities. The news report details a brutal gun battle where the Biafra Liberation Army reportedly crushed their opponents. This report has given rise to numerous discussions, especially among those who have supported Nnamdi Kanu and the movement he represents. Nnamdi Kanu, a well-known advocate for the Biafra cause, had long warned of what he described as the unchecked expansion of Fulani herdsmen into southern Nigeria and the resulting occupation of ancestral lands. This narrative, according to some supporters, is not only a political statement, but also a prophetic warning that the occupation and terror activities would eventually lead to a violent backlash. Over the years, the tension between the communities has escalated, and this incident is seen by many as the manifestation of underlying grievances. Eyewitnesses have claimed that these Fulani herdsmen, who are alleged to have the backing of the Nigerian government, have been systematically destroying farmlands and displacing local communities. The groups have been accused of terrorizing people in Igbo territories of southern Nigeria. Local farmers have shared their heartbreaking stories, revealing how their labor and produce have been obliterated by cattle, leaving entire plantations in ruins. In one particularly moving account, a man was seen mourning the loss of his entire pineapple farm, a loss that represents not only financial ruin, but also the destruction of his life's work and heritage. Adding another layer of complexity to this tragic narrative is the experience of Inspector Patrick Omoy. Patrick, a retired Nigerian police officer. Inspector Patrick's story is a powerful reminder of the human cost of institutional failure and injustice. He recounts how, in February of 2023, he was arrested under the suspicion of being linked to the indigenous people of Biafra, despite having no involvement with the group. His arrest on his way to see his family, a wife and 6 children waiting for him, was only the beginning of his ordeal. Captured during a time when chaotic events were unfolding, Inspector Patrick was detained for an astonishing period exceeding 11 months before he was finally released. His release did not signal an end to his misery. Even after being cleared of all charges and his innocence established, he was kept in detention for an additional 42 days. This prolonged period of confinement took a severe toll on his physical and mental health. Inspector Patrick described the harrowing conditions he faced and the extreme hardship of having his family left without support while he languished in detention. His narrative is particularly poignant because it underscores the lasting impact of state decisions on individuals who find themselves caught in the web of larger political and social conflicts. Inspector Patrick's experience did not stop with his release. When he attempted to retrieve official documents confirming his discharge, he was asked to pay £100,000 by police officers to obtain his judgment paper, a demand he could not meet. This situation has rendered him unable to access his rightful salary arrears, leaving him in a dire financial condition. Despite more than 20 months passing since his arrest and eventual acquittal, he has only received a fraction of the salary that was due to him. His plea has reached many who see his continued suffering as emblematic of a broader systemic failure within the Nigerian police and government institutions. His personal story has resonated with numerous individuals, eliciting emotional appeals for help. Many critics and ordinary Nigerians alike have taken up his cause, urging the Inspector General of Police and other relevant authorities to take tangible steps to ensure Inspector Patrick receives both the full arrears of his salary and the necessary medical care to address his deteriorating health. As the video report unfolds, the narrative of a long, complex battle is interwoven with personal testimonies and raw, emotion-laden pleas. The commentary in the video reveals a deep mistrust towards the government's handling of issues that affect local communities and farmers in southern Nigeria. The reporter, speaking in a direct and conversational tone, emphasizes how the local populations have been subjected to an occupation that displaces their heritage, erodes their livelihoods, and leaves them with little hope for recovery. The commentator recalls long-standing predictions about this very situation, referring back to warnings made since 2014 by voices supportive of the Biafra cause, highlighting that these warnings have finally found their grim expression in the ongoing confrontations. In addition to the accounts of violence and social injustice, the narrative touches on the broader political and historical tensions that have plagued Nigeria for decades. The struggle between different ethnic groups, the contest over land ownership, and the involvement of state authorities in exacerbating the crisis have all contributed to this violent outcome. Many of the local farmers, whose crops and livelihoods have been destroyed by cattle belonging to the Fulani Herdsmen, reflect a deep-seated sense of betrayal and abandonment. They feel that state governors and federal authorities have not only failed to protect their interests, but have also, in some cases, actively contributed to the violence and destruction through overt or covert support of the herdsmen. The eyewitness testimonies and narrative footage serve as a stark reminder of the multifaceted nature of the conflict. On one hand, there is the armed struggle led by the Biafra Liberation Army, which its supporters claim is a necessary step to reclaim land and rights for the Igbo people and other marginalized groups. On the other hand, there is the tragic story of Inspector Patrick, whose personal ordeal underlines the high cost of political and institutional neglect. His experience of wrongful arrest, extended detention, and economic deprivation paints a vivid picture of an individual's struggle against an overwhelmingly unjust system. His testimony is interwoven with calls for solidarity and support from not only his fellow Nigerians, but the international community as well. What emerges from this account is a crisis that encapsulates both a broader socio-political struggle and very personal tragedies. The violent encounter involving the Biafra Liberation Army and the Fulani Herdsmen is not an isolated incident. Rather, it is a symptom of deep-rooted issues that include government complicity, ethnic tension, and a historical contest over territory and rights. The narrative also highlights the urgency with which these issues must be addressed. Local communities, farmers, and those like Inspector Patrick are calling for accountability from state authorities. They are pleading for a re-examination of policies that, they argue, have led to displacement, economic ruin, and a pervasive sense of injustice that continues to undermine social cohesion.
Guys, can you not believe with me that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is a prophet? Now, listening to this voice of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and watching the video that is playing, you will understand when Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was shouting all these things. Since 2014, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was shouting all these things, telling people that Fulani Herdsmen are coming.
They have turned their attention to the west. They are forcibly occupying their land and telling them that they cannot do anything about it. A whole presidency in a country openly and brazenly supporting terrorists. All of you watching and listening all over the world, you know that Miyetti Allah is a terrorist organization. You know that. They have killed. They have said that Benue State is theirs for the taking as a spoil of war. All of you are aware of it. You know what they are doing. Anywhere you have Fulani Herdsmen, terrorists for that matter, they tell you, oh, they are pastoralists. They are allowed to do their businesses in the forest. All of you are aware of it. But we kept quiet, hoping that somehow Tinubu will emerge as the president, or an Igbo man will come as the president, and your family will start enjoying.
That they are coming to decimate people, that they are coming to steal our lands, that they are coming to ime a lot of alo dị iche iche na anaghịgasị, mana ndị na-ekwetaghị n'okwu okwuru today na-ekwetezi n'okwu Mazen Nnamdi Kanu kwuru. Just looking at this video, ihe akịta na bụ ndị ESN, ihe ha na ndị Fulani Herdsmen na-anụ ezigbo ọgụ n'ime ọfịa anyị, na ha na-egbusisi ụmụ efifa ha ji wee bịa na-emebishi ihe ndị mmadụ kọọ n'ugbo. Because I don't know why these people are not listening. I don't know why they are not backing down, because they have the backup from the government. That's why they are doing all these things all the way from Sahara Desert. They just come to the southern part of Nigeria. Uno for the Herdsmen Urumi, Edo State. Now governor of Edo State, Agala Nakanu, Ghana Yohabiko, say Hasi Bayaro. Yes, you all the Kwamao. Maneha in Ekuzi, all those people that has been by Fulani Herdsmen in our land, in the southern part of Nigeria. What happened? Or in Biafra land, what happened? Have any of those governors from those states come to plead or to say that they are sorry for what happened? None of them has ever done that. You can see when Nnamdi Kanu say na Ibu, Odu, slaves, Odeka, he knows exactly what he's saying, because that is exactly the movie that is playing before us. Now, you have the security men from Biafra, Hanande, Fulani engage themselves in the forest.
It is happening live and direct from.
Come out to die, go punish you there. God punish you.
It was indeed a battlefield.
God punish them.
The government have to do something. But this is not really happening. In our own forest, Fulani herders are threatening us in our own bush, in our own forest.
But in the meantime, you have no more farmlands, you have no more forests, you have nowhere you can call your own home. The same stupidity exhibited by Hausa peasants that enabled Fulani to take Sokoto from them, that enabled Fulani to take Katsina from them, that enabled Fulani to take even Kano from them. Every Hausa land is occupied either by a Fulani emir or a Fulani governor. Some of you don't want to reason, you don't ever learn. that the main aim of Fulani is to conquer your land and enslave you. Look at Hausa people today. As I wrote yesterday, they are worse than a discarded tissue paper. They are worth nothing. Only their language is what is relevant in their lives. Everything else is lost. All of you are repeating the exact same mistakes that the Hausas made.
There's so far solution to it. I bet look at everywhere in the farm. I just see everywhere. When I look at everywhere, look at this big pineapple. Look at the big pineapple. He chop everything. Just see. I don't know what to do. Just see all the pineapple. When I look at the plantain. They chop all the plantain, the whole farm. All the plantain. All the plantain. I'm tired. They finish me. They don't finish me for this farm. Cow. They finish me.
You can see that those people are not even scared. Omarita AK-47 Kahabu. The question is, who is sponsoring them? So those Fulani Herdsmen threw away their guns and ran away. Guys, see what is happening in this country right now. It's not a small thing, it's not a shy play, I can tell you. Looking at this farm now, see how they destroy all the crops in this farm. The pineapple, so many of fruits, they destroy it with impunity. They don't even care. You can see how this man, the owner of the farm, is crying, lamenting. But who will come for his rescue? Nobody. I'm telling you, nobody will come for his rescue. That's exactly the problem we are facing right now in this particular side of the country. No be small thing, guys. No be small thing. So I can tell you.
All right. Good day, sir.
Good day, sir.
Please, you can project so that people can hear you. Good day.
Good day, sir.
All right. Please, can you tell us your name, sir?
My name is Inspector Patrick.
Inspector
Patrick Omoyi.
Okay. Please, what is your AP number?
My AP number is 231793.
Where were you posted as a police officer?
My last posting was Omuma Police Station, Divisional Headquarters, Oru East in Odo.
Alright, so you told us that in February 2023 you were arrested by Ebubeagu.
Yes.
At Uli, in the Hiala MGA.
Yes, sir.
So, briefly, why were you arrested?
I was arrested on my way to see my family, my wife and 6 children, which are living back of, opposite of the Megojuku University, back of that small market. I was just arrested on my way, not knowing that the men of Ebubeagu have received an attack by this very group, unknown government group, and left. They said after the incident, 10 minutes after the incident, I was to be the first person they saw passing on that street. I mean, I don't know, I did not see Okada. I decided to walk with my neck. So I used my neck to walk up to where the Ebubeagu people did. So when they stopped me, I was thinking that when they work with government, after telling them I'm a policeman, I'm an inspector, they asked where I work. I said I work in Oru East Division, Omuma. May I mention Omuma, Hafuzumavu. So they found everybody working or coming out from there to be one of those people. I told them no, that I'm from Delta State, I'm from Abo beside me. That there is no Delta person that is involved in this problem. That I don't know if they have received an attack. I don't know anybody, that I'm just going alone to see my wife and children. That was how they deprived me from going.
And what did they do?
So here is one of the retired police officer who narrates and explains his order in the hands of the Ebubeagu. He was mistaken to be one of the Biafra liberation guys, so he was arrested, taken to police custody, and he stayed there for almost 11 months before finally he was released.
Finally, they called Captain Idris, one of the Nigerian army, serving at that Uni Aziz. So he came, he interviewed me, and later told them that I'm innocent, that I'm just a passerby, unfortunate victim of circumstance, that they should not touch me again. That if they break, they should carry me with their vehicle and take me to my house. If they see my wife and children, that they should let me go. But surprisingly for me, after those torture, they took me to the police station and handed over me to the police. And on the night I was detained. DPO came, they brought me out to interview them. I interviewed them. He asked me who's my DPO. I told him he's an SP, Sunday Onadipo. It's an Yoruba man.
Was Sunday Oladipo called by the DPO?
Yes, he called him and he confirmed that yes, that
you are working with him.
Yes. That
then after confirming that you are working with him, what did the DPO actually did?
The DPO actually said that my DPO said that if I'm in Anambra State, that he's not aware. That means I left to Anambra. The distance between Omuma and Anambra is very close.
The distance between Omuma and
Undi is very, very close.
Okay. So after that, what happened next?
After that, the DPO ordered the IPO to neck chain me and took me back to cell. I spent extra 8 days. Then the case was then transferred to State CID Oka, which I called a brother, why the DCO at Uni there, thinking that it's a brother, that he should help me talk to the number one, that we are from the same state, that data that we did not follow for this IPOB stuff. Then you see what he answered me, that I have a bad luck, that I would have died yesterday than to be alive to embark on.
Your fellow police officer was telling you this.
Yes, I should have died so that I will go and rest than to be alive to embark on this journey that I'm going to embark.
Then finally you went to Oka.
Finally I was taken to Oka. Then they tried all their best, all their investigation that they did. But
who was your IPO?
My IPO said that his name is Inspector Chibo, that he is the most wicked IPO in Anambra State.
He told you this?
Yes, that he dismissed 4 policemen last 2 years and they are in Amobia prison yard. That I should be warming up to join my counterpart at Amobia prison yard. That I'm not the first policeman.
And what was your reaction?
Then my reaction is that I told him that I'm from Delta, that I be Aboman, that Aboman can never die for what he does not know. That is what I know that will kill me. That is what I believe in my place. That I don't know anything. I'm just an unfortunate victim of circumstances.
Then
finally, a room trial was conducted by police. There was no evidence to prove the allegation leveled against me.
How many days almost did you spend at CID Oka?
Finally, I spent 11 months and 3 weeks.
11 months and 3 weeks?
Yes. Which the DC that was releasing me was telling me that he's not the one that hold me. That he's just 2 weeks old in Anambra State. That, but he have seen my case file and see that I committed nothing. That he said that I deserve not to be in the cell. And even I have been discharged. And after the discharging, I was still kept for extra 42 days in the cell.
Why? Why were you kept for extra 42 days in the cell?
I don't know. The AC said that he can never leave me to go, even though I was discharged and acquitted, that I will rot here, I will die here. That made me to contact one pastor Nyeka at Inewi. I wrote a prayer request while I was in the cell.
Okay, and the pastor prayed for you?
Yes, he prayed for me and asked me to embark on fasting, 7 days fasting, which on the 6th day, God answered the prayer. Then the AC that vowed never to release me was transferred, and the DC was equally transferred. New AC, new DC arrived in Oka, which their second week in office, the DC stepped into my matter. My case file came to his table, and he found out that I committed nothing, that they are just unlawfully detained,
and that you have been discharged. And
I have been discharged. Why am I still in the cell?
Where was the file found? Because you told us that the file was found at the dustbin.
Yes, at the dustbin inside the AC office that packed away from that office.
The former AC there?
Yes. My file was not with other file.
Okay.
Because he vowed that I will rot it. They no longer call my name in the cell parade stakes. I was just there, as I'm talking now, infection, 2 of my leg is rotty, smearing. My greatest surprise is to come out. Instead of to meet 12 months salary, I met but 1 month salary. The very month I was arrested. And they said that my DPO counted 21 days I sent from duty. And he sent it in order for them to block my salary. And he said that he want to remove his hand and remove his head from this matter. Maybe having it in mind that...
So finally when you were released, and when you returned, you met only 1 month salary instead of 12 months.
Yes. Up to now, they haven't paid me. This is almost 20 months. I haven't been paid. Look at how I look.
Up to now.
Up to now.
After you have been released.
Yes, up to now. I'm very sick now. My body, my infection that I contacted, my manhood, my neck, if I come out my canvas, it smelling, flies go, they touch my neck. Look at me. Whenever I look at my neck, I caused the very day I joined the Nigerian police.
No.
I caused the very day because I've suffered for them for 23 years. The payback is to suspect me to be an IPOB member. How can I be an IPOB
But were there other police officers that you accused of being IPOB members?
Yes.
While you are in the cell?
Yes, I met some policemen in Anambra State there that were accused.
How many of you?
We were about 11 policemen. But finally, I was the only one that...
You are the only one that
was survived and discharged and acquitted that was innocent. And
the accusation?
Yes, of the accusation.
Have you written to maybe the Commissioner of Police, Imo State, or any other police hierarchy about your salary that is yet to come?
I've gone to them to explain to them, not that I've written, like the former PA to the CP, Anas. He said that there was a time a signal came to his table by my DPO, and he advised my DPO to go back with the signal that made them wait for Anambra bandit, because Anambra have sent a signal to Imo State to confirm whether I'm a serving member of Imo State Command.
And what is the verdict?
And the verdict now, the verdict was I was discharged and acquitted. I was an innocent of the offense. They accused me.
The police of Imo State Police Command asked you to bring probably the judgment from the police.
Yes. When I met the OC MSS, he said first of all I should go back to Oka and get the judgment, which is the ordinary proceeding. I went back to Oka. The OC provost in Anambra State was demanding 100,000 naira from me.
A fellow police officer.
Yes,
is demanding 100,000.
Yes,
from a fellow police officer.
Yes,
to give him the judgment of the police ordinary.
Yes. After unlawful detention, they detained me. He was demanding 100,000 naira. So finally, there is 80,000 naira. I told him that I have 700 naira left with me here. I'm even thinking how I can go back to Owerri. Then he said I should write a letter to the Commissioner of Police through the DFA. I should apply application for an ordinary room proceeding. That
you want to collect the judgment.
Yes. That
so it is the judgment that the Imo State Police Command is waiting for now.
To me, that was what they told me to go and get the judgment. Okay. I don't know whether the judgment will make them to pay me all my money or not. But the judgment was not still given to me by the OC provost Anambra State, because I don't have money.
You don't have money to give them. Give you the
yes, I thought I don't have shishi.
Now, finally, what do you want from the police, from the Nigerian police, especially the Inspector General of Police?
He should use his fatherly mind to look at me. I've suffered enough. I've suffered as I did and 6 of my children. I'm just praying I should not lose anyone, because one is seriously down. I don't have anything to offer to treat them. Even me, as I'm talking, I'm very sick.
So for the past 20 months, you have not received any salary from the
No single salary that was.
Do you have any account number people can help you with?
I have account.
Thank you, fans. Thank you, everyone, for watching this video. Please remember to subscribe with us, Magnetic Jigs TV, for we remain the best. Bye.
009794 UVA.
Okay. And what is the name?
I am Omoyi, Omoyi, Patrick, Omoyi Patrick. That is the name.
All right. Please, my brothers and my sisters, Nigerians, Deltans, Niger Deltans, Southeasterners, Nigerians, all over the world, please, this is our brother. Just no matter the little amount you have, just help him to just help himself for now. He is very sick. This man you are seeing here is very sick. He is down. But by the special grace of God, God is still trying to sustain him. So let us help our brother so that he will stay alive and get his 20 months salary, arrears of salary. And we will forward this to the Inspector General of Police so that the Inspector General of Police will do the needful. The Imo State Commissioner of Police, CP Abokita Juma, sir, we know what you can do. This is one of your boys. Do the needful. The police ordinary trial has discharged and acquitted him of the accusation of being a spy or being a member of IPOB or ESN or whatever. So please, we are begging that the relevant authorities and the Nigerian police should do the needful. We will forward this to the office of the IG, and of course the PPRO of the first headquarters will see this. Thank you very much, my brothers and sisters, as you help our brother to survive. Thank you.
This is the end of our news update. Please click the icon on the top right corner of your screen to watch my next video. You will enjoy it. I will see you again in my next update. Enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye for now.